What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and we've got a lot to get you caught up on today. A lot of happening. Breaking news this morning. President Joe Biden has been very busy. This is your Build Back Better and stimulus check update. Now, first off, you guys, I've got some video footage to share with you as President Joe Biden came out today and said there's going to be new requirements, new measures, new things that are going to be happening to help combat the pandemic. And take a look at this article coming out today, you guys. Biden says U.S. to provide high-quality masks for free to Americans. I'm going to be sharing with you the video footage, and he's saying that there's going to be deployed out more help for 6 states that are currently struggling with the Omicron variant. I'm going to share with you the video footage, and also, as you guys know, earlier this morning, I let you know that President Joe Biden was going to be meeting today with Kyrsten Sinema and Senator Joe Manchin to try to get them on board to change the filibuster. And if they do this, that would essentially mean that for stimulus, there would be limitless amounts of reconciliation. They'd be able to pass through legislation in the Senate with just a majority vote. No more 60 filibuster rule. And he said he was going to talk to them, get them on board so they could pass this through. Well, take a look at this, you guys. Just coming out a little while ago today, Sinema deals a death blow to Biden's final push to suspend filibuster. That is right. Came out on the Senate floor. I've got the video footage for you. And she says, I will not support changing that rule. Even after that huge speech that he did yesterday, came out, ruffled a lot of feathers. I shared with you Republican response to that. They were not happy with that speech. And she said, nope. We're keeping the filibuster in place, one reconciliation bill per year to help save our nation. And take a look at this, you guys. 7 minutes ago, Joe Manchin praises Kyrsten Sinema's refusal to tweak the filibuster as voting rights bill is stymied. Look at this. Joe Manchin, a key moderate vote for President Joe Biden's legislative agenda, calls Kyrsten Sinema's speech excellent. Wow, you guys, a lot happening. So this would mean essentially stimulus, the rules for reconciliation will still stay the way they are unless we will see, as you know, in Congress, nothing is ever permanent. There is a possibility that they could maybe try to persuade her over, change some things. We will see. She said that she's open to modifying the rules. You'll see it here in a second, but she does not think we should get rid of the filibuster. So you guys, there is a lot to get caught up on. This is all going to be affecting and impacting stimulus. And let's go ahead and dive right in and get you caught up on the latest. And also just wanted to say that the second channel is live. Thank you for all the support. Steve Ram Finance. If you're interested in learning about growing wealth and personal finance, check out the channel. Going to get the second video up here very soon. In the first one, I share with you something that I learned years ago from a multimillionaire who taught me the secrets. He said 3 things to focus on to achieve financial freedom, and I did them and they worked. So if you're interested in that, be sure to check it out. I'll pin a comment and a link down below so you can go to the channel, subscribe, watch the content. Another video going to be coming out here very soon, you guys. But let's go ahead and dive right in, get you caught up on everything happening. I've got a lot of video footage for you. And let's start off, though, first by smashing the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Just takes a second, really helps out the channel a ton. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If this is your first time here and you like to stay up to date, totally free to do so. All you got to do is hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. And if you got any specific questions for me, I'm easy to get a hold of directly. All you got to do is hop onto Instagram and shoot me a DM at SteveRam3. But with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in. We've got some video footage, and let's start off with what President Joe Biden just said a little while ago, breaking news about new measures to help fight the Omicron variant in this pandemic.
Just since Thanksgiving, over 800 military and other federal emergency personnel have been deployed to 24 states, tribes, and territories, including over 350 military doctors, nurses, and medics, helping staff the hospitals who are in short supply. This is on top of more than 14,000 National Guard members that are activated in 49 states. These deployments in my direction, and thanks to the American Rescue Plan, are fully paid for by the federal government. We've shipped over 5.5 million pieces of personal protective equipment, gloves, gowns, masks, to protect frontline healthcare workers. We're shipping more treatments of COVID-19, which includes antiviral pills, than at any point during this pandemic. In addition, I've directed FEMA to work with every state, territory, and the District of Columbia to make sure they have enough hospital bed capacity. Today, I'm announcing our next deployment of 6 additional federal medical teams, a total of more than 120 military and medical personnel, to 6 hard-hit states: Michigan, New York, New Jersey, Ohio, Rhode Island. And let me close with this. It's been a long road, but what's clear is that we get through this when everybody does their part. No matter where you live, no matter your political party, we've got to fight this together. Unfortunately, while our military is stepping up, as they always do, there are others sitting on the sidelines, and we're standing in the way. If you haven't gotten vaccinated, do it. Personal choice impacts us all, our hospitals, our countries. I make a special appeal to social media companies and media outlets. Please deal with the misinformation and disinformation that's on your shows. It has to stop.
So there you have it. President Joe Biden saying they're going to be deploying more help, more assistance to hard-hit states. And also, take a look at what he had to say about masking as well.
Masking. Masking is an important tool to control the spread of COVID-19. And when you're indoors in public places, you should wear the mask. And there are a lot, there are lots of different kinds of masks out there. And the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, says that wearing a well-fitting mask of any of them is certainly better than not wearing a mask if it's well-fitting. What if over your nose? But it's about one third of Americans report they don't wear a mask at all. As I've said in the last 2 years, please wear a mask. If you're in I think it's part of your patriotic duty. It's not that comfortable. It's a pain in the neck. But I've taken every action I can as president to require people to wear masks in federal buildings and on airplanes and trains because they cross state lines. I've made sure that our doctors and nurses and first responders have the masks they need. Never again we're going to have our nurses using homemade masks and garbage bags over their clothing for hospitals because they don't have the gowns. We've more than tripled our stockpile of the most protective specialized N95 masks since coming into office. This is going to make sure that there will be an ample supply of healthcare workers and first responders. We also have helped make sure that high-quality masks are widely available in ample supply at affordable prices, sold online and in stores. But I know that for some Americans, the mask is not always affordable or convenient to get. So, next week we'll announce how we are making high-quality masks available to the American people for free. I know we all wish that we could finally be done with wearing masks. I get it. But they're a really important tool to stop the spread, especially of a highly transmittable Omicron variant. So please wear the mask.
So there you have it, you guys. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think providing free masks is going to be encouraging people to wear them? Do you think that the cost of a mask is something that is hindering people from doing it? Or do you think it's just personal beliefs? Will this make a change to us battling the pandemic? Let me know your thoughts, you guys. Now, that came out today. And in addition to that, as I mentioned earlier today, President Joe Biden met with Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin to try to get them on board for the filibuster. And, well, today we heard Kyrsten Sinema say, nope, she does not support it. Take a look, you guys. Sinema deals a death blow to Biden's final push to suspend the filibuster. Now, I'm going to share with you the video footage right now, but first, I want to give you a little bit of context from this article. Take a look. Democratic Senator Kyrsten Sinema declared Thursday, today, that she will not vote to suspend the filibuster in order to pass the two voting bills championed by her party, all but guaranteeing that President Biden's top legislative priority will fail. Speaking on the Senate floor, Sinema reiterated her well-established commitment to preserving filibuster and rejected the argument made by her party leaders and by Biden himself yesterday that the rule represents an unacceptable obstacle to passing the Freedom to Vote Act and for the People Act. Now, take a look, you guys. She shares with us that she supports that people should have the right to vote. They should not be blocked. We should all be able to vote for what we believe in, but says that the filibuster should stand and that there is a pendulum swing that happens between the parties. Sometimes Republicans all rule, sometimes Democrats all rule, and whoever is the ruling party wants to get rid of the filibuster so that way they can pass whatever they like. And she says, no, it protects our nation from one party suddenly taking control and passing all of their agenda items through legislation. Take a look, you guys. Let me know your thoughts.
Threats to American democracy are real. I share the concerns of civil rights advocates and others I've heard from in recent months about these state laws. I strongly support those efforts to contest these laws in court and to invest significant resources into these states to better organize and stop efforts to restrict access at the ballot box. And I strongly support and will continue to vote for legislative responses to address these state laws, including the Freedom to Vote Act and the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act that the Senate is currently considering. I support these bills because they strengthen Americans' access to the ballot box, and they better ensure that Americans' votes are counted fairly. It is through elections that Americans make their voices heard, select their representatives, and guide the future of our countries and our community. These bills help treat the symptoms of the disease, but they do not fully address the disease itself. And while I continue to support these bills, I will not support separate actions that worsen the underlying disease of division infecting our country. The debate over the Senate's 60-vote threshold shines a light on our broader challenges. There's no need for me to restate my long-standing support for the 60-vote threshold to pass legislation. And there's no need for me to restate its role protecting our country from wild reversals in federal policy. It is a view I've held during my years serving in both the U.S. House and the Senate, and it is the view I continue to hold. It is the belief that I have shared many times in public settings and in private settings. Senators of both parties have offered ideas, including some that would earn my support, to make this body more productive, more deliberative, more responsive to Americans' needs, and a place of genuine debate about our country's pressing issues. And while this week's harried discussions about Senate rules are but a poor substitute for what I believe could have and should have been a thoughtful public debate at any time over the past year, such a discussion is still a worthy goal. But a discussion of rules falls short of what is required. American politics are cyclical, and the granting of power in Washington, D.C. is exchanged regularly by the voters from one party to another. This shift of power back and forth means the Senate 60 vote threshold has proved maddening to members of both political parties in recent years, viewed either as a weapon of obstruction or a safety net to save the country from radical policies, depending on whether you serve in the majority or the minority. But what is the legislative filibuster other than a tool that requires new federal policy to be broadly supported by senators representing a broader cross-section of Americans, a guardrail, inevitably viewed as an obstacle by whoever holds the Senate majority, but which in reality ensures that millions of Americans represented by the minority party have a voice in the process. Demands to eliminate this threshold from whichever party holds the fleeting majority amount to a group of people separated on two sides of a canyon, shouting that solution to their colleagues. And that makes the rift both wider and deeper. Consider this. In recent years, nearly every party line response to the problems we face in this body, every partisan action taken to protect a cherished value, has led us to more division, not less. The impact is clear for all to see. The steady escalation of tit for tat, in which each new majority weakens the guardrails of the Senate and excludes input from the other party, furthering resentment and anger amongst this body and our constituents at home.
Wow, so there you have it, you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. That was Kyrsten Sinema on the Senate floor earlier today, and she said that she still supports the filibuster. So it sounds like President Joe Biden's efforts this morning didn't quite work, and they didn't work on Joe Manchin either, who came out right after this and said, Good job, Kyrsten Sinema. Wow. So you guys, it looks like the filibuster is going to be staying in place. Reconciliation is going to be the only way that it will pass through with a majority vote in the Senate, any legislation. And what she said about control in Congress is very true. She said, yes, Democrats are in full control right now, so they want to get rid of the filibuster. But she said, keep in mind that the control in Congress changes all the time. So pretty soon it could be Republicans. And she said that the filibuster in the Senate allows the minority a little bit of protection from the majority. If we didn't have the filibuster, if Democrats were unified right now, they'd be able to pass through all their agenda items through a majority vote, whatever they'd like, and there would be nothing stopping them. The minority, the Republicans, would be at their mercy, and they just pass through whatever they like. And she said, but the same thing will be true when the tables have turned. So she said, so keep that in mind. And she said, this will just cause a greater rift, a greater divide between the two parties. And she said she agrees. Things are not the way they should be, and we need to fix some things. But she said getting rid of the filibuster is not the answer. Wow. Let me know your thoughts, you guys. Looks like things are going to be staying the way they are, and we're only going to be having one reconciliation bill per year that will allow legislation to pass through with a majority, which means it's very likely we will only see 2 more stimulus bills for the next year or so. The one from last year they're working on, the Build Back Better, and also the upcoming one we're hearing more about as well. Phases for that, for businesses, for vaccinations, and we're hearing possibly the White House and Senator Ron Wyden and others pushing for more legislation for possibly direct payments to families, to people staying at home as the Omicron variant spreads. And I will keep you guys up to date here on the channel. So you guys, that is the latest. Thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, take a quick second to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Helps out the channel a ton. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, don't forget to leave your comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all this. Share this out if you think it's going to help out other people. If this is your first time here and you like to stay up to date, totally free to do so. All you got to do is hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and if you want to consider joining the second channel, I'll pin a comment or a link down below, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. And if you got any specific questions for me, I'm easy to get a hold of directly. All you got to do is hop onto Instagram and shoot me a DM at SteveRam3. But with that being said, you guys, hope this reaches you well. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.